Greetings and welcome to the World of Tanks video. This is What's New Tuesday, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. So what you see here is the season pass photos for the season, but I wanted to, have something that was easy to identify on the screen. So what we have new is some interesting stuff. Let's check it out. Cold War tanks, Magog 5, very good. Leopard, very good. Leopard, also Leopard heavy tank, very good. The WZ-111, I think, is pretty good. I don't have experience with it myself, and I don't have experience with the FV-214 Conqueror. But the most important thing are the World War II tanks. Now, this is a super savings. You unlock this one at like 4,000 experience. This is a tier 6 Thunderbolt, which is a modified M4 Sherman. Pretty good, but inferior if you compare it directly to either the Citadel Tiger tier 6 or the Tiger 217 tier 6. Both of those have like 200 more HP over this guy, so I'm wary of it. It looks cool. It's like if you don't have a really good Sherman, this would be a great tank. I mean, it looks fantastic. It just absolutely looks fantastic. And if you're, inclined to use this and kick butt, I mean, for me, it's 50-50. I might get it. I don't know. Now, Japanese culture, those are leftovers from before. The weekly deal, the T-3485 Rudy, that's okay. Look at that for yourself. I mean, it's a semi, not really bargain, but, it's a decent one. Back in black tanks, if you're into those, great. The T4E1, which is a 10-shot auto-loader tier 8 light tank. If you somehow missed out on this tank from the season like 2 or 3 seasons ago, I think it was 2 seasons ago, well, it's awesome. It's probably the best tier 8 light tank that I have. It's a Walker Bulldog that just handles beautifully with 10-shot autoloader. Speaks for itself. It's really fantastic. So this one is definitely in consideration if you're looking for a good tier 8 light tank. Crimson Collection. These are fantastic. And I'm going to switch over here to the Cold Steel Trio. Also fantastic, but I got to explain these. Because one of the guys I know was contacting me. He goes, hey, dude, it's going to be, it's awesome. Those are going to be fantastic. I go, well, they're not as fantastic as you might think for everyone. Heavy Cavalry. I didn't care for this really, only because I am not a heavy tank player. This is probably a really good deal if you're a heavy tank player, but in reality, for myself, if I had to buy one of these trios, Heavy Cavalry or Cold Steel Trio or Crimson Collection, it depends what you want. Here's the dealio. Crimson Collection. Those tanks all have a 75% silver bonus. The Blue Steel, Cold Steel, that was the Crimson Collection. Crimson Collection is 75% silver bonus. Cold Steel Trio, those are all 75% Commander Experience bonus, which is super awesome, but then again, not as awesome as you might think. It just depends on you, and I'll explain it in a minute. And these guys, I don't know what the Heavy Cavalry benefits are. Let's just look at one of these Barracuda, for example. Let's look at Barracuda and see what kind of bonuses it has. That has, this is pretty standard stuff. 150 silver, 10% tank. That's nothing spectacular, to be honest. I don't know what's the big deal, but we'll find out. Everybody's different, whatever floats your boat. Again, 150 silver, 115 tank. Okay. I'm not, they're not doing anything for me personally, just on the numbers. And I'm not even considering the heavy tank. Same thing, 150 silver, 110 bonus. Unless there's something about these, fighting wise that I don't know, they don't do anything for me. Now, the dealio, I want to explain the 75% commander experience, and this is the key. 75% commander experience bonus is the highest in the game. These three guys are awesome. However, this is the problem. The problem you have is that they're tier 8 heavy tanks. And I say it's a problem. Okay, it's a relative term. The problem with a tier 8 is as your leading crew trainer, the matches are slower than dirt. You're basically looking at on a good day 5 matches an hour, maybe 6 if something goes just like phenomenal. Okay, and they're as tier 8s. What makes them last forever is that you play tier 9s and tier 10s. Oh yay! In your heavy tanks, you're slow. Okay, so what now? Their experience bonus is the top in the game, but the ability for you to generate points, the points per hour of commander points, all of the things. If you take the same commander and put it in one of these tanks, and then take that same commander and put it in a different crew bonus tank, what you're going to find over the hour is that as your crew bonus tank tier decreases, your points are going to increase because the frequency of the matches is higher on average. We're not looking at the astronomical luck factor where you can get, somehow you lucked out once and got 8 matches in an hour. That's not your baseline. The standard average is going to be, like I said, probably about 5 an hour for a tier 8 heavy. I have the Holland Hund, which is a 50% tier 8 bonus. It's a light tank. A little bit. The games would go at the same speed or maybe a hair faster. It's not fast enough. I hardly ever use it, even though it's 50%. I use lower ranked tanks. I have a tier 6 T-34-88. Very good medium tank. I also have a tier 7 French AMX Chaffee, which is a 20% bonus. I think it's the same bonus as the T-34-88. I also have, several 25% bonus Cold Wars that they also work as crew trainers to a degree. They're medium tanks. Those matches don't last as long. They're much faster in general. But my main crew trainer tank, as bizarre as it sounds, have no bonus, which is the Thresher, my Sexton artillery. Those are tier 3 tanks. That is the difference, is that I can roll matches, sometimes 10 an hour, in a Thresher and the Sexton. I'd say it's average about 10 an hour, okay? Complete matches all the way through, okay? So the thing is, what the cycling of the, now you have the cycling of the rate per hour of the game's finishing, is important. Another variable that's in there is how do you score personally with your own talents. Now, if you are a heavy tank player, these go up in value to you. I am not a heavy tank player, so they go down in value to me as far as a crew trainer. However, another angle is, do you have any crew trainer bonus tanks? If you don't have any, I would suggest you get one of these or one of something somewhere. You know, get a Cold War tank or something that floats, something that fits your style, because the style is very important. On my artillery, I'm a monster. You know, I'll average about 10 an hour, right? You know, you have some garbage teams and you don't score very much, and then you have some other games where I score 6, 7, or 8 kills, and we're talking 10, 12, 13, 14,000. No bonuses, okay? No commander bonuses used. This is just my 3-star commander in the artillery. A great scoring game, 12 to 15,000 is possible with no outside bonuses. So my skills, I'm an ace artillery and an ace light tank. I am not anywhere close to ace heavy tank. So that's why I don't want these tanks for, you know, expensive. If I got them in an operation or some kind of a card, you know, these things, I don't think these tanks ever, and I could be wrong, I don't think they come in the red cards or any cards, actually. I don't think there's any other way to get these guys except here in the store. I could be wrong about that, but I'm not going to be paying this kind of price for it. I mean, what would I pay? Would I pay 3,000 or 4,000 maybe? That's me. I'm not a really good or really interesting. I'm not interested in heavy tanks, because to me that style of play is very boring, and that's fine. I'm not telling you they're not good. I'm telling you that if you're a heavy tank guy, one of these is going to be awesome for you. And that's the thing. It's very subjective. Like my artillery or my light tank crew trainers are not going to be appealing to many players because they hate light tanks and they hate artillery. And that's okay. You got to go with what you know, is the phrase. You know, so do whatever it is. If you're a tank destroyer guy and you love to sit there for 3 hours and play nothing but tank destroyer, set up a 3-star commander in your tank destroyer. Enjoyment for what you're doing on your crew training is so high on the list, and I do not enjoy heavy tanks. So for myself, I'm not interested in these tanks really. Now, I do have the Paladin Carnivon, and it's a terrific heavy tank. Okay, it has a killer fast reload, like under 5 seconds. Let me look at this one and see. Let me compare this reload. Oh, this is an auto loader, which I like auto loaders. Okay, so 3-shot auto loader. Man, this would probably be very good, to be honest with you. I didn't know that these were auto loaders. So that's an auto loader. That goes up in my opinion. I like auto loaders even on heavy tanks. So, you know, I have a sliding scale of disdain for heavy tanks. If they have auto loaders, I'm a little more interested. So yeah, this one doesn't have one. It's got a really slow reload. So that's Earthshaker. So the Eradicator Carnivon has the autoloader 3-shot, which to me is a big deal. It may not be to you. You might like the other ones where they have more power or whatever. Everybody has their own preference. And so that's the thing. This is another autoloader, 3 shots. This, what is this, T28. So, you know, it's like, you know, yes, if a bargain price, and I mean a bargain, and this might be the bargain price for I don't know. I like autoloaders, which would be the T28 or the Carnivon for me, if I was getting it. But that's the thing, to me, that's the most important. is enjoyment. If you enjoy heavy tanks, but by all means, I would buy one of these, if not all three. You know, that's just, you know, you get to make up your own mind on that one. It's a great deal for those three heavy tanks. If you enjoy playing heavy tanks. And that's the key. I enjoy playing artillery. I can sit there for 3 hours and play artillery and I'm good. Or light tanks. I enjoy that too. So that's the thing. Your enjoyment factor. You have enjoyment factor. You have the speed of cycling per hour. The amount of scoring that your personal talent excels is a key. So, you know, if you're great as a medium player, man, you need to go up here. For example, I have this Magok 5. This is a 25% crew bonus experience tank. It's fantastic. This is a really good medium tank. If you're a medium tank guy, this one is hard to beat as a crew trainer. It's a really good tank. It's so good even an okay guy scores well in this tank. So go with what is really up your alley, as they say. I have the Magok. It's awesome. I have a 3-star commander in my Magok 5, and it's fantastic. And it makes, you know, like 100. It makes 50% silver bonus as well, which is another butt kicker. Another thing that came out, tank of the month. I will be buying this tank. The Tiger 131 is one of the ones I don't have, and it's really cool. It's also tier preferential. It tells you right here. Thanks to the fast gun, ease of use, and preferential matchmaking, which means it only goes up one tier, which is fantastic. So this is, I think, a 7 that you'll face 8s but no 9s. So, man, this is a butt kicker. And I don't like heavy tanks, but I love Tiger tanks. So I can play Tiger tanks, okay? I know it makes me seem weird. But that is the dealio. That's the main thing of what's new for Tuesday. So yes, that covers all of that. In fact, let me show you the old Magok. This dude is a butt kicker crew trainer because I have a 3-star pirate commander. He's got the quick learner for 10%, so that makes him 40%. The tank has 25% plus the rations, which makes it 35%. So 35% plus 40%. This is a 75% combination. So this is the equivalent of sticking a blank regular 1-star commander in one of those heavy tank crew trainers with no bonuses, except this is a medium tank that's actually pretty fast. 65. So this is a medium tank versus a heavy tank, and I'm a better medium tank player, especially in this Magok 5. So this fits my style more than a random heavy tank. But those are good heavy tanks. It's one of those things. It's just a personal preference that you have to look at the different aspects. You know, you can't say, well, this one's garbage or this one is, you know, better than the other one, because it can be better for you but not for somebody else. So I don't know what you should do specifically. All I do is give you the elements that you have to consider, and then when you weigh those elements differently, you'll come up with most likely a better fit. Because I can sit there all day if necessary with my heavy gun, with my howitzer sexton, and you know, and while I'm doing this as well, is I'm pounding long hauls on the side. So when I'm doing sexton, I'm doing long haul missions, I'm doing crew training, and I'm having a good time. That's a tough act to follow. Now, if you're a really good medium tank player, man, this Magog 5 is awesome. Speaks for itself. Now, in this which is on sale today right now, but there's another one which is at the end of this season. If you've gotten it, this is the Enigma, T-55 Enigma. Okay, and this is a fantastic tank. It's very similar to the Magog in its just ease of play. It's a really terrific medium tank. This one is not as much of a crew trainer. You can still use it, which I have a 3-star Grim Reaper, as you can see. But this one has a 60% silver bonus. So, which makes these two a real, 1-2 punch of I can go and play Enigma and Magog 5 matches, crew training this guy, and silver on the other one. And this makes good silver, and the other one makes good crew training. So it's like two brothers, and they're really fantastic. So this is another great idea if you want to do crew training. All right. So the heavy tanks are great. These are great. You can use any tank that you enjoy. Tank destroyer, artillery like I have. Now, I have crew bonus. Let me show you, this is another one. Another example of something that I don't do. Okay. I don't just make this stuff up just to sound, special. Here we go. Equalizer. The Equalizer. This guy, whoops. The Equalizer. Tier 8 American Artillery. Really fun to play. All right. Has a 50% silver bonus, which is awesome. Plus you get this cool skin built in with the boom box. Looks like an 80s boom box. The post 1959 50-star flag. I put the We the People inscription on the back. This one I don't use as a crew trainer. The cycle of matches per hour is not good. This is a fun tank. I play this for fun, so it's all good. So just to give you an idea, I don't use upper echelon tanks as crew trainers specifically because they're just too slow if you want to really get your guys advanced. Now, what was a crew trainer built in was the weekend of 400% bonus. That was jackpot in every thing. And so what I did is I made super commanders, and I took my U.S. commander and played U.S. tank, U.S. tank, U.S. tank, the same guy, and I was just jacking up the points like you wouldn't believe. Same thing with the Germans. Same thing with my French and the Russians. I have super commanders, and it just premium tank to premium tank to premium tank, and it was just 400%, 400%, 400%. Man, I was making experience at a faster rate than I've ever made before. So that's another bonus. So very important stuff before you buy. Now what you can do, let's go back and look here in World War II. Let's just say, for example, you don't have any crew trainers. There are crew trainers here. Man, it's going to be hard to see on this. The screen's a little smaller, but that's okay. Let me show you. Now, the ones that you see in gold here are ones that I personally have. From a card, from a season. If I bought it from the store, which is very rare, but it has happened. So what are we on here? Tier. Okay, that is a Type 62. That's a 6, I think. 6 or 7. So here's AMX Chaffee right here. This tank. Now, I can't see the price. I already own it, but this is not too expensive. This is a light tank, but really, he plays like a sniper. And it can also move very quickly. It plays like a light medium. Okay, it plays like a medium, but it's very light, so it's faster. But it does not have the durability to go head-to-head like another medium. This is a crew trainer tank, tier 7, 20% bonus. There's another one. Where is that? T-34-88. That's what I'm looking for. That's Excalibur's at tier 6. There you go, right there. T-34-88. Also let's look at this guy. This is also a crew trainer. I said, let's look at this guy. It helps if you hit the right button. Okay, let's look at this guy. I don't remember if this is 20 or 30%. Oh, there's another great one to consider. Actually, it might be gone. I don't know. The red Chinese dragon. Yeah, this one's at 20%. This is the same percentage as the Chaffee, but this is a Russian tier 6, 20% medium, a T-34 with a Tiger tank gun on it, which is a German 88. So there's a lot of other 3-star commander. All right. Oh, let me look at my commander. This will be a lot better. Let me sort this for 3-star commanders. These are my crew training tanks. So, well, the French one. This is she is my French super commander. So her main one is the AMX Chaffee. It's the only French tank I have with a bonus. Enigma, 15, I think 15% bonus for this guy. 20% for this guy in the T-34-88. Another, no, he's my German super commander. So his normal home is no Hollenhund, 50% tier 8 though. It's slow cycling. Thresher, fun tank, no bonus. 3 stars. In fact, I just swapped her stuff out to start pounding some more. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. This is another 25% bonus crew trainer, 3-star commander Wojtek. All right, this is my Magok 5. I showed you that one. This is my British Cobra. He's my super commander. I don't have a British tank that has a crew bonus, so he just goes in whatever. It doesn't matter. Armadillo G.I. Joe crew training tank. You can't buy this anymore. You either have it or you don't. So let's not dwell on it. Another 3. These are all 3-star, 30% bonus commanders. There's my American bonus commander. He's in my Sexton. That's where he does the most of his work because none of my American tanks have a crew bonus built into the tank itself. This guy cycles like a maniac. 10 matches basically an hour, anywhere up to legitimately 15,000 in a match if you're on your game and things work in your favor. So, and remember, you get more when you win than when you lose. This one also has a high winning percentage. So that's another element I forgot to mention is how often you win in the tank you're going to use makes a difference. You get more experience when you win. Now, if you play well, you're still going to do well. If you play well and lose, play well and win, it's going to be better. That's kind of obvious. But just giving you the information. So this will cover all the stuff you need to know about whether or not you want to buy any of those heavy tanks. I mean, they're awesome heavy tanks if that's what floats your boat. But that's just not for me, and that's okay. I just want to give you guys all the elements you need to consider before you make that final purchase. So that way you're going to get the biggest value for whatever you buy. Okay? Like there was another one that came out was the Vengeance. I think it was last week. A good tank. But it's a tier 8 heavy. I'm like, it was I think 50% crew bonus. Not interested. I have a 50% in a tank where I'm really good at it, a light tank. But I don't want to play I don't want to play tier 10 matches for crew training. It's kind of slow. Now the other one that they don't have for sale, and the guy who asked me about this, he said he actually has this tank. If you have this tank and don't know this is true, this will help you. And that is the Tier 2 Panzer 38H. That is the best crew trainer in the game because it's a Tier 2. Now, it's slower than dirt, but those things run around ballpark 8 matches an hour, 50% bonus. All you fight is Tier 2s and some Tier 3 matches. Armor like Hulk, so it can hold its own and make kills against Tier 3s sometimes, okay? So really, if you had to put it on there, it's a Tier 2 technically, but it's probably a 2.5 or a 2.4. It's substantially better than most Tier 2s. So it's better than its tier. Now, it's not a Tier 3, obviously, but the fact that you play basically as Hulk in a Tier 2 match, you're the biggest boy on the block. Now, you're slower than dirt, so you're not going to be able to chase down light tanks one-on-one. You got a problem. You know, it's rock, paper, scissors. There's things that can beat the Panzer 38, but of all the Tier 2s, it's probably one of the highest winning percentages due to its just devastating armor. And it's just power. So that's another one. If you have that tank, you already have the best, in my opinion, overall crew trainer. Because when you take the 50% plus the 30% from your commander, plus the 10% from quick learner and the 10% of rations, that becomes a 200% commander tank. So if you make 1,000 experience, it's 2,000. First win of the day is doubled. That 2,000 becomes 4,000. If you use a 4 times bonus multiplier, that 4,000 becomes 16,000. My friend has scored over 30,000 experience in his Panzer 38H. So it's like, yeah, we saw those things, and we're like, yeah, you see those? He goes, no. I go, well, those, heavy tank 75% are back. He's like, yeah, it's okay. I go, you already have the best one. He goes, yep, I do. So he looked at that. It's the 75% is just like the flashing light. Okay, ooh, it's awesome, and you're like, I already have the best one, or he does. I don't. I don't have a Panzer 38H. That's how good it is. I tell you, it's the best one, and I don't even have it. Now, I wouldn't enjoy it, but I could live with it. It's okay. It's fine. I enjoy artillery. That one's much more interesting to me. So if you say, look, I'm going to give you a choice, I'll give you Panzer 38H and trade you for that Sexton. No, I'll keep the Sexton. I enjoy the artillery more than I would enjoy the 200% commander in the Panzer 38H, and that's the difference. Even though I'm telling you it's the best one in the game. Now, I'd like to have it because I'd run 4 or 5 or 6 of those just for some, variation, okay? Just to mix it up, and it'd be fine. It'd be great. But, I would rather have my Sexton, which is why, it's really nice to consider also one of those 75% silver earners like the Minotaur or whatever else was available, those 3. 75% bonus is awesome. If you have a 60%, like I've got a couple of 60s, dude, it's awesome. So anyway, that pretty much covers everything. So that's what's new for today. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I'll see you guys in the next one.